Decca presents A New World Adventures. Decca presents A New World Adventures in Stereo.
Why don't you take a seat right over there? Why don't you take a seat right over there?
The world, the kingdom suffereth violence, and the violence shall take it by force. If we can't live in peace, then let's die in peace.
Well, I don't see it like that. I mean, I feel like that as long as there's life, there's hope. That's my faith.
Well, everybody dies. Someplace that hope runs out, because everybody dies. I haven't seen anybody yet that didn't die. Death is not a fearful thing. It's living that's treacherous. You can have an opportunity, but if our children are left, we are going to have them butchered. Yes. Anybody? Anyone that has any dissenting opinion, please speak. A handful of our people, with their lives, have made our life impossible. How very much I've loved you. How very much I've tried my best to give you the good life. Mother, please. Mother, please, don't do this. I with respect die with a degree of dignity. Lay down your life with dignity. Don't lay down with tears and agony. There's nothing to death. It's like Max said, it's just stepping over in another plane. Don't be this way. Stop this hysterics. This is not the way for people who are socialists and communists to die. are the greatest of prophets from time immemorial. No man takes my life from me. I lay my life down.
Great deal, because of Jim Jones.
Get moving, get moving. Don't be afraid to die. If these people land out here, they'll torture some of our children here. They'll torture our people. They'll torture our seniors. We cannot have this.
Children here, great deal, because of Jim Jones. And the way the children are laying there now, I'd rather see them lay like that than to see them have to die like the Jews did.
Wouldn't be alive today. I just like to thank Dad because he was the only one that stood up for me when I needed him. And thank you, Dad.
I'm glad you're my brothers and sisters, and I'm glad to be here. Okay.
Please, for God's sakes, let's get on with it. We've lived as no other people have lived and loved. We've had as much of this world as you're going to get. Let's just be done with it. Let's be done with the agony of it. No more, no more, no more. We're trying. If everybody will relax. The best thing you do to relax, and you have no problem. You'll have no problem with the thing if you just relax.
And I'd just like to thank Dad for giving us life and also death.
To us, we had nothing we could do. We can't separate ourselves from our own people.
Children, it will not hurt if you'll be quiet. If you'll be quiet. These are people the peddlers of hate. All we're doing is laying down our life.
What's up, gang?
We're not letting them take our life. We're laying down our life.
Got my creepy thing playing in the background. Yeah. What's up, everybody? How's it going, gang? Very rare double stream today. Monday was just really busy, you know? Everybody wanted to talk. We are interviewing ATI. We're gonna see how it goes. Trying to see if I can get him on. Maybe? Yes, no, maybe so. Just got this song back to back, that's weird. Maybe I should just give him a call. That works. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay. Let's go on a journey together, gang. You read the rules? I don't know if he actually did join. Maybe it says I joined. We're starting off strong. Drinking some green tea because I don't have any coffee. RuneScape while I'm waiting. Go. What my man's got going on here. Play some music while we're waiting still.
This video's
I don't know what's up with my man's here. But it's not working. No way this was some elaborate troll to get me to waste my time, is it? Be a bummer. Probably just the bathroom. That's what it is, guys. I'm not in denial. Not like this would be my third TI to flake on me in a row. I've had so many TIs flake. Very annoying. Everybody thinks I'm a perp. What's up with this guy? So I got disconnected for bandwidth patrol. Fuck. Waiting in the wings, I guess. I mean, is this fate? I'm already past the deadline. I said I wasn't going to interview any more TIs, but this guy was a self-proclaimed expert. Whatever that means. Just $25th, huh? Can't believe my guy's flaking on me. That's so annoying. Where's my guy at? Holy moly, that's pretty lame. My dude isn't here in like 18 minutes. I'm just gonna call it quits. And we'll just say that this stream was another fucking dud. I mean, it's whatever. Hopefully he's just trying to find some internet or something. That would be fate. I mean, I don't even have any viewers. So. Up all my viewership this morning on the Heme stream. That was really fun though. Fuego. Youth half of key. His goal. I mean, he's not in my Discord somewhere, right? Just waiting for me? That would be pretty silly. Holy moly, what a giant voice chat. That's ridiculous. I'm just like, should I try calling again? Oh. Okay, wow. Literally you just joined as I sent that. Okay, fire. Hey.
Yeah, I was sitting here trying to figure it out too.
Oh, it's all good. Hey, I have a question. Can you join the Discord link that I sent you?
I was in there, but I couldn't hear anything. Nothing was going on.
What's all? So did you click the little thumbs up button at the bottom?
I don't think so. I just hit join.
Go to the server. It's a little picture of my ugly mug, and then go to the rules. And if you scroll to the bottom, there should be like a little thumbs up.
Gotcha. I'll just hit it.
Yep, click it, and there we go. You're now an official verified member. And now I'm gonna pull you over to the private chat, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so you stick around. I'll be right back. Alright, private chat. And I want to move. How do I move people to my chat now?
Come on now, look.
How do I do that? Can I not do
I
that?
rigged this dope contraption up for you, and the way I got it geared, a little less dope will come out each fall. You don't give a fuck, look.
Oh, because there's a waiting room. Ah, there. Hey there. Stick around. One sec.
Oh.
There we go. Hello. How are you? This worked, right? Try talking. If you can, try and talk. I'm scared because I have it. I wonder if I have it so you can't talk because it's a private one. Let me see. Verified members. And they do. Hello, can you hear me? Must be this one. Great stream, guys. 100th, can you hear me okay? Or no? I'm gonna go back to here and see if this fixes it. Hello. Try talking, 100th? Hello? Hello? It's alright, guys. There's, you know, technical difficulties. It happens. Are these bears? No, they're little blood velds. They're actually little gross things. They got little gross tentacle mouths. 100th. Can you hear me? It doesn't look like you're talking. Hello? Hello?
Oh, we on camera? Third world mobbing. So blood and filthy, number 11. Behind the scenes at the video shoot. On deck, you feel me? Tolly Wiley.
Maybe I'll just try calling them here again.
My nigga Filthy Rich, you feel me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you here. Were you trying to talk in the other voice chat and it wasn't going?
Yeah, and it's that little speaker icon had a lock on it too.
I might just have to work that out. It's probably me screwing up the Discord.
It could be. I don't use Discord much, so it always confuses me when I do try to do it. It's not very intuitive.
It is totally okay. I'll just take, you know, people want to shoot messages to you or ask you questions, they can just do it at the end. I don't give a shit. They can do it via text chat, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, that works. Whatever.
Are you gonna share your camera or no? You don't have to. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that, man.
No, totally
It's
fine.
true. Yeah.
All right.
I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do because I want to start talking more and kind of networking with people. But having my face associated with this is there's a lot of
yeah. Enough said.
implications and things.
Yeah, enough said. I get it. Where are we at Discord? Here we are. No.
So like, what was I supposed to go into? That whole gang stalking voice Discord? That's where I was.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to try one more time? What I was hoping we could do is, yeah, you go into the gang stalking voice Discord, and then I move you over to the private, and then that way no one can join without me inviting them.
All right, I'll try one more time.
All right, let's try one more time.
Actually, I mean,
hey, listen, if it doesn't work, there we go. Here, I'll join this. This is the first step. Hello, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, so now 1 second here. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? It has 100% has to do with my permissions here. Give me 1 sec. There has to be some way I can quickly do this. Verified member. What can you do? What can you do? I don't want people to be able to connect to these mofos. Speak, priority speaker, mute, deafen. I don't know, if I save changes, try talking? Some dumb shit, it's all good. We're just gonna call on here. Hello? Hello? That's so funny, and I think when I move you here, it even glitches out from the other thing. That is so funny. I'm just gonna have to go work that out. I'm not really super good at Twitch either. I'm not Twitch, excuse me, Discord. So I'll meet you back in the other chat, okay? And we will get this show on the road. Hello. Oh, he's not here yet. Hello? Join the other thing. Join the other thing. Oh, okay, now I can hear you. That's just so goofy.
Yeah.
Alright, listen, we're gonna stay here. Turning off my music. We're gonna start this interview. We gonna roll with it.
Okay.
Just like
Alright,
that.
Alright.
Not gonna take any more. Yeah. So what's up, my man? How are you doing today, in general?
Just in general, I'm pretty tired because they've been flying planes over me every 15 minutes, like for the past at least week, like all day and night. So I've been sleeping and concentrate on anything. Sounds like a lawnmower is going over my head all day.
So, well, shit. That
So I'm pretty tired.
sounds pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I guess let me pull up my little page here. Kind of my usual interview questions and whatnot.
What are you targeted?
No, I'm not.
So what got you interested in this? And do you believe in it?
Yeah, that's a good place to start. What got me into this? Well, it started in around 2018. I was browsing Reddit, and there was an Ask Reddit page. And I believe the Ask Reddit page was, what's one of the scariest parts of Reddit, or something like that. Or like, what's one of the most unexplained parts of Reddit, or something of that nature. So, the top comment when I went on the page was r/gangstalking, and basically they worded it as, a place where schizophrenic people get together and they reinforce each other's, schizophrenia, blah blah blah. I check it out, so some some odd years ago. I check it out. I'm less intelligent than I am right now, 23-year-old, and I do a little bit of trolling. Had a lot less empathy back then, and I kind of started looking back into it around the start of the, I subscribed to the subreddit, so I always saw the posts while I was just browsing Reddit. Around 2020, I started, I just started getting, I guess, looking at it more often because there were way more posts because the subreddit exploded during the pandemic. And then in the beginning of the pandemic, I posted a Reddit thread that was like, hey, does anybody want to go on camera and talk about this? And I got immediately downvoted. Everybody said perp perp perp, shut up, get out of here, blah blah blah. But then 2 years later, here in 2022, I submitted a similar thread and I got a lot of positive feedback, and a lot of people actually wanted to come forward and give their experiences. So scheduled some interviews. One rabbit hole leads to another. And here I am. Someone who's just I just think it's an interesting topic. And do I believe in it? Here's what I would say on that. I think I'm gonna limit this conversation specifically to the r/gangstalking subreddit for the most part, because that's where a lot of the research has actually happened. The scientific research. about people suffering from the phenomenon. And I personally believe, because there's not really any way to verify this, you know, I personally believe that I think about 90% plus of the subreddit is just suffering from some kind of mental episode. And then I think the other 10% are suffering from some kind of legitimate conspiracy that has a lot of different flavors to it. Because it's, you know, it takes various forms. The street theater, the, you know, V2K weapons, you know, there's a whole bunch of different stuff that it could possibly be, you know. So yeah, that's kind of where I come at this from.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
I think on Reddit, I think that I would say like half of the people on there are legitimate TIs, and the other half are perps, I guess you call them, that just come in there and try to discredit them and just fuck with them.
Would you call the people that come in and like suggest that people get some kind of mental health something perps?
Yeah, definitely. Like the majority of them, there might be like a couple just normal people that are like, "Oh wow, these guys sound crazy. They need help." But the majority of them are perps, and that's like it's a tactic to discredit us. It's actually right out of the manual.
Right.
There's a Dr. Ronnie Kyle. It's her last name is Kilde. I don't know how you say it. It's Norwegian, but she was a targeted individual, and she actually had another doctor give her the basically like the introductory manual on teaching how this works.
Wait, hold on. Can you go back and explain that one more time?
So there's a manual, right, that a perp is given. You know, they're really perps are Freemasons in this whole Freemason network. Okay. So when you join, you get this manual basically that teaches you how it works and what your role in the organization is. So in that book, you know, one of the if you Google it, Dr. Ronnie Clyde, chapter 18, it'll come up and you can read it for yourself. But that whole take your meds, go get some help, that's right word for word, like out of the playbook. It's used to discredit people. That's the intention of that.
Okay. You think 50 per so? Do you know how many people are on the subreddit? It's 28,000 people.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 20, 40,000, but I think there's way more TIs out there. I would guess in America it's probably in a couple 100,000.
Do they just not know it?
Some of us don't. I didn't know it for a while. There's like a covert program.
Gotcha. Okay. So I guess how exactly did the phenomenon start for you? How did it start manifesting? When did it start manifesting?
Years ago, then they started showing me that they were around.
So like when did it start? How old were you?
I've been in the program since birth, and it became overt about 4 years ago. And
how old?
I guess I'm 39 now.
So 35 when it started kind of getting more overt.
Yeah, maybe even like 33 when it became overt. I can remember. I could tell you the day it happened. You know, I'll tell you that story. So like, I was getting stalked. Like people were following me. Like I'd go somewhere at night in the middle of nowhere, and just some car would just pull up beside me and just shine their headlights on me. And this was happening like every day. Like, this is weird. So my phones were all hacked. My phone's been hacked. My computer's been hacked my whole life.
Well,
and
aren't they all?
Yeah, but no, like people were talking to me, telling me what kind of music I'm listening to, and just
who was telling
all day.
You? Where? How?
On a computer.
Like they'd send you emails or?
A lot of it's been in like game chats or like YouTube. If I have a YouTube channel, like they'll leave a message there, like what I was doing yesterday or something. But like I used to really be in the game, and so a lot of it was in game chats.
Gotcha.
And so yeah. So anyway, and the shit they do with my computers. I mean, they've intercepted my calls. They changed my search results. It's like somebody's there 24/7 just messing with me. And so anyway, I was like looking up stalking, what like my legal, like just trying to get information on what to do if you got a stalker, right? I thought back then it was because it was probably some jaded ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend messing with me.
Do you a lot of those?
Yeah. Well, not a lot of bad breakups, but I mean it's definitely a possibility. But
Gotcha.
so I was
You thought it was a
Googling.
jilted lover that was hacking your phone and your computers and then invading your game chats and typing
Yeah.
shit to you? Why did you think it
Yeah.
was your girlfriend? I mean, who is she?
Well, or
Fucking
like
Superman?
her. I don't, bro. I've had a lot of girlfriends. I thought more so it was like her new boyfriend. Like, you know how like jealous guys get.
I guess. Okay, fair enough. I just was curious. Interesting.
Yeah. So that's what I initially thought. And because like in the past, like I've been in fist fights over girls, you know, things like that. So I just thought it was one of these guys, you know. I banged his girlfriend.
I mean, I feel you. I mean, hacking cell phones and computers and shit's like serious business. Like,
Yeah, you're telling me it's I can't get them out, man.
I just think it's interesting. You were just like, your first thought was it must have been a jilted lover.
Yeah, and I think a lot
the
of it too,
government, you know?
like that. Yeah, because because they would say things, you know, about girls I was dating and things like that, like when they're leaving me messages and things like that. So I'm like, oh, I bet you it's that dude that, you know. But really, I mean, it's the Freemasons. Like this is.
Okay, hold on. Don't jump the story. Okay, so you think they're.
Oh yeah. So anyway, I'm browsing what to do about this stalking situation.
Okay.
They changed my search results. Like it went from like normal articles on stalking, like girls getting stalked, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden, just pages and pages of gang stalking come up, and I'm like, what's this? And I start reading about gang stalking. I'm like, oh, this is kind of what's been happening to me. And then the next day, I go downtown. I went down to the coffee shop, and these two cops come up to me, and they're like, "We got to call you're suicidal. Come with us now." I'm like, "What?" And like the cop was real shaky. I'm like, no, you can't arrest me unless I commit a crime. And he's like, "Give me your ID now." And I was like, "No, I ain't giving you my ID." I'm like, "Am I under arrest for a crime?" He's like, "I told you the doctor called us and said you're suicidal." And like, I know nobody would do that because I have like less than a handful of people that are close to me. None of them would ever do that. I'm not suicidal. And this cop's like real jittery, real shaking. He's like, "Where's this guy at? Where's this guy at?" I'm like, "What fucking guy is he talking about?" And then this other cop comes by, just walking. This is real strange. So the guy ended up taking my wallet out of my back pocket, and they ran me on the radio. And on the radio it said, "Oh, he's got a concealed carry gun permit for like 10 years." And his eyes started darting around. He's real jittery. And because I was giving him shit too, like this is a legal arrest, blah blah blah. And so he ended up just giving me back my wallet, and he left. And then I went out and I sat down with my coffee, and then these people started doing street theater to me. Like this one guy walks by me with headphones, and he goes, whistles. He's staring at me right in the eye and smiling. And he walks away. And then like a second later, another guy comes by, stares me right in the eye, starts whistling, and just walks away. And then another guy does it. And I'm like, oh shit, this is what I just read about gang stalking. And then I look over and there's a guy, he's like leaning up against the newspaper stand where you like put a quarter in and pull out a newspaper on the street, you know? And he's leaning on that, and he's just pointing at me, laughing. Ah ha ha ha. I'm like, and like, I look over, and there's somebody else pointing at me, just laughing. And I'm like, oh shit, this is exactly what I read about yesterday. This is street theater. Then like I walk up to the one guy that was leaning on the newspaper, and I started talking to him. He was handing out business cards. I took one of them, and I started talking to him just normal, like, who are you? What are you doing? What are these business cards? And I'm just like looking around, like, what's going on? And then I seen him throw up some hand sign, and this girl came over and started like talking to him, and then they kind of turned their back on me, and I just kind of walked away. Then I went to the library and did what I had to do, and that was it. And then, like the next day, I go to I went and got a massage, and it's like it's on this little hill with like trees and woods around it. And as soon as I step out, this airplane, like I hear it, but I don't see it. And I'm like, this is so loud. Where is this airplane? It was flying so low, it was like under the tree line. It was a commercial plane, like, and it came up right over me, like so close. I could see the rivets and the sheet metal in it. I was like, what the hell? And then ever since that day, like planes follow me everywhere. And like, so I left the massage parlor and I went to the sneakers store, and I wanted to buy a pair of sneakers, and like planes were flying over the building so low that it was rattling the racking and the shelves in it. And I remember looking around like, oh, am I the only one that notices this? Like everybody else is just shopping like this is normal. But and I learned later like this is how they sensitize you to things. So then like I get out of the sneaker store, and like 3 commercial planes go flying over my head. I don't know, 500 feet in the air, just all 3 like a crisscross pattern. And I'm like, these planes are everywhere following me now. What's going on? And that's like how it started. That was like the first day of my gang stalking when it became overt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Does that sound crazy? Does that sound like a schizophrenic?
I mean, do you want my honest answer? Kinda.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Funny thing is
okay.
too,
I mean, here's the thing. Like, you're not here to prove to me that this happened. You're just here to share your experience.
yeah.
The
I
reality
think the most
is
frustrating about
sorry.
it though is that trying to explain it in a way to get normal people to even acknowledge like it's a possibility is hard. Like it's hard to get, because I remember what it was like. You got kind of like tunnel vision, and you think you got things figured out.
Have you ever been to a
And it's
therapist or a psychiatrist?
no, but I'm actually, this is one of the reasons why um now I need to for something else, but not for this. There's psychologists out there that fully recognize and
Yeah,
other things.
sure.
It's a legitimate phenomenon, not this.
Right. I think that
Well,
you
yeah, there's one
obviously
more thing about that story I had to.
sure. I'm sorry. Finish it for sure.
So I filed what they call a right to know request, right? As the public has a right to have information on what police officers doing, their body cams and that. You
Right.
file a right to know request.
Right.
So I filed this right to know request about these 2 officers to try to stop me, and they told me those 2 officers didn't exist.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, 2 officers didn't exist.
Right.
So, you know about MK Ultra, obviously.
Yes.
They say that there were between 1 and 3 million Americans that were experimented on by MK Ultra without them knowing.
Yeah.
That was almost 1% of the United. It was actually over 1% of the United States population. Basically. So I am I'm not naive to the fact that there's probably some kind of government conspiracy that's going on of some nature, or some kind of conspiracy of some kind, experimentation without us knowing that's going on, right? I totally, I think that that's happening for sure. So part of what my documentary is about, excuse me, I'm sorry. Part of what my documentary is about is one part is convincing the skeptics that hey, not only is this possible, it's happened, and the odds that it's continuing to happen now are more likely than not. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I agree with that statement, and I would say like with MK Ultra, that started with like the military, doing that.
I mean, it was
Now,
even before that. It was before the FBI. Before the FBI even became the FBI.
right. Well, a lot of this stuff came from Nazi Germany too.
Right, and I'm gonna talk a lot about that. The social experiments in Germany and them, doing the things with the neighborhoods and gaslighting entire neighborhoods and whipping them up into mass hysteria. Like that's gonna be,
Yes,
yeah, totally.
that's the Stasi, yeah.
Exactly.
But as far as MK Ultra and the mind control experiments go, say like in America is recognized like back in the 50s or 60s is when this stuff started happening.
Right, between 1950
Right.
and 1970.
So now,
Technically
fast forward to
1980.
fast forward now to 2022. I think that there are people that are doing this shit in their basements. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course, it's much more accessible.
Right.
Someone just has a room in their really nice house that probably houses all this equipment and a bunch of supercomputers. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And,
But here's the
access to network for people.
Yeah, totally. But here's the other part of the documentary. There in the entire world, there has been an increase in mental health issues. And I think a lot of that has to do with humans are slowly losing their ability to make connections with each other. And I think a lot of that has to do with social media. I think social media is just the poison pill that really, it's the catalyst that really creates a lot of extra mental health issues in our world. I don't think humans have adapted well to having a piece of glass that can, can be your, what am I trying to say? It can gratify you, You post a picture, you get 100 likes, you get a bunch of dopamine, rinse and repeat. You get addicted to 30-second long videos over and over and over again. You know what I mean? Like that's a type of brainwashing.
No, I agree.
So the thing is though is that there are a lot of people on that subreddit that just need to go get help. They just need to go to a therapist or psychiatrist. Probably a lot of them legitimately do need to go and just take schizophrenic medication, which does work for people with schizophrenia. And they just need to at least give it a try. They need to go and try to get some of that mental health stuff taken care of. And the subreddit should allow for conversation around therapy and psychiatry that isn't just like telling people that they're fucking morons and whatever delusions you know what I mean? Like they need to go about it in an ethical way that will actually make people want to go seek help.
There's a really good book called Psychiatry: The Ultimate Betrayal. I think every American should read it, but anybody interested in the TI phenomenon should read it, definitely. There's a couple psychologists out there that understand what's going on. Kathy Meadows is one, I believe that's her name. Alan Lecter's another one.
Like, do you think that therapists and psychologists are in on the conspiracy?
Yes. Yes, it's the Freemasons. The Freemasons are, if anybody's wondering who is doing this to the people in your community, that's the first place you should look. And like, I got my stepdad is one of them, right? He's actually in a motorcycle gang called the Sons of Satan. So he's a Satanist, right? He's one of the people that torment me the most, spy on me the most for this network, right? And he just last week is threatening me because I've litigated 2 federal court cases. I've defended myself 8 times from false charges, right? I've got another federal court case that I'm actually litigating now and I have like 4 that I'm building around this stuff.
Around the gang stalking phenomenon?
Yeah, yeah. The planes are the next one. I gotta get the camera. I gotta get is like fucking $1,500, and once I get the settlement check from this case, I'm gonna start buying all the equipment and everything I need to get these planes.
You actually won?
But, huh?
You won the cases?
Yeah, I've won settlements. Yeah. And the funny thing
can
is,
you send those redacted? Like that's hard evidence. Like you're telling me you have hard evidence that like people were like spying on you and you caught them.
No.
And
these were cases against the police, not necessarily gang stalking. The police or the planes I'm gonna get for that's gonna be I'm building that case now.
okay.
So yeah, there's gonna be evidence that unless they stop, if they're smart, they'll stop once I start getting the equipment. But
So the thing with the cops isn't gang stalking related.
no, it was just false arrest.
Okay, got you. What percentage of therapists and psychiatrists do you think are like in on it?
The majority. So yeah, this is what I was saying. So my stepdad,
okay,
over these cases, right? Because I'm suing police and judges and stuff. They're Freemasons, along with my stepdad. So my stepdad's saying stuff to me like, you know, you think you're so smart going after these cops, you know. I think you're talking crazy. People were saying you're talking crazy and stuff like that. Like they say subtle things like this all the time to let me know that this is that. And with the police trying to say I'm suicidal and arrest me that day, like they're threatening it. They're saying it in a way to threaten me to shut up, stop doing these court cases. They got a thing. They can give me headaches. And I don't know how they're doing it. And he'll say like, "Oh, you remember what happened last time? You were getting a headache doing all that." You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, like, so when they give me headaches to let them know that it's me, like I'll be walking down the street, right? Like I was walking down the street one day, right, and this guy bumps into me, like he's sick, he's grabbing his head, and he just stumbles into me. I push him off me. I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" He's like, "Oh, I got a headache," and then he just walks away. And then like 5 minutes later, I got this splitting migraine that's like almost debilitating. And I had to go to school that day, so I went to school, and I'm sitting there rubbing my head, and my teacher, who's like this army dude, Freemason asshole, is in my face, like right in my face, saying, "What's wrong, Cody? What's wrong, Dakota? What's wrong? What's wrong, Coda?" You know, like I got a headache, man. "Oh, you got a headache? You got a headache?" Like real obvious, like to me, I knew it was them giving me a message, but like if you were sitting beside me, you would just think like, "That's weird. This is how it operates." Like them people laughing at me downtown. That was, to me, that's obviously for me. But like if you were just walking down the street to get a slice of pizza, you wouldn't even think about it. It's how they sensitize you. And then like I get my stepdad saying, "Oh, you remember last time you were getting headaches? Oh, you don't want to do that. You get a headache doing that." I know what they're telling me, but to anybody else listening, it just sounds like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a hard time or something doing this."
So this has been going on for many years.
Overtly.
Right, overtly.
Yeah.
Would you say that the majority of your experiences with the phenomenon are similarly described as the way you just did?
Yeah.
It's mostly like airplanes, people following you, street theater.
Yeah, they've damaged my vehicles a lot. The hacking was out of control.
I guess, why do you think it's the Freemasons?
Well, I know without a doubt it's the Freemasons.
Why do you know? How do you know it's the Freemasons without a doubt?
Well, because it was covert for me for a long time.
Okay.
My whole life since I was put in a program. and my family, I would say half my family is Freemason, Satanist, biker gang dudes, right? And I just know how they operate. They use hand signs, they use code words, like,
It's a lot of things.
and
A lot of things.
yeah, and it's the same kind of tactics that they use. It's just
I guess what I'm asking is, why is it not the U.S. government? Why is it a
people.
Freemason?
It is. I mean, the Freemasons get their membership to be judges, to be police. You know, that brings power to the organization.
Sure.
And um, there's a Freemason lodge in every small city, every small town, every big city. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of them in the United States.
True.
And they're really the only ones that can really pull this off. Cause like I travel the country in an RV doing construction work. They it don't matter where I go, they follow me every day. You know, they just pass me off to the next one, the next one. And just knowing, so like I was in this program covertly, born into it, and my Freemason satanic fucking family put me in it. And that's how I know, because I know what they did to me. And I know who they are. You know, like, and when it's overt, I mean, it's all Freemasons fucking with me. Police, a satanic Freemason family. You know what I mean?
Slightly.
What's that?
I said slightly. I guess I'm just trying to. Do you think that when I kind of talk about gang stalking, I put it under this umbrella, the gang stalking phenomenon, because I think that, like I said, there's so many different ways that people are affected by this.
There's a lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts. I mean, and it's all over the world. So,
Right.
I don't think Freemasons probably have the same kind of pull, over in Europe that they do here. It's probably.
Well, man, they are worldwide, brother.
I guarantee you that there's probably not one secret underground organization that has global homogeny. There's probably, I bet it's very regional. Kind of like drug lords and regular governments. Like they're pretty. I guarantee you that there's some kind of crazy underground European Union organization, and they hate the Freemasons.
Well, see,
you know what I'm saying? I bet they fight for territory underground.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you. It's I see these groups as a bunch of thieves fighting over the spoils.
Yeah, what I'm trying to explain is just this idea that it's impossible for this all to be one group.
No, but
it's impossible. I believe in conspiracies, and it's impossible that it's all one group.
Hear me out. I use Freemasonry as an umbrella term. Like here in my town, we got Freemasons, we got Knights of Columbus,
right?
And they're like sister organizations. So
right. No, I understand.
I might say Freemasonry because that is known. It's more popular. Like more people are aware of Freemasons.
Right.
I believe that Freemasonry is a vetting ground to these, other societies. They're ran by the Knights of Templar. That's who created Freemasonry. And when you get to the higher level, Freemasons are also Knights of Templars and Shriners. So there's I'm using Freemasonry as an umbrella term. Like in the UK, as you were saying, they got the P2 Lodge, I believe. So they're all connected loosely, you know what I mean? But it's all, I just use the umbrella of Freemasonry. This is when I say Satanism, right? I use that as an umbrella term too. I guess a more accurate description would be Luciferianism, but that's just in Western societies. Like you got voodoo and, Black and African societies. You got Santeria and Latino societies. It's all the same kind of occult theory.
Kinda. I know what you mean, but I was trying to, the Luciferians met the Santa Marias in South America. They'd be like, they have totally different, cultures, customs, rituals, underground. I mean, they might all be getting at demons, you know what I'm saying? But they're all accessing it through a different door, you know?
Right. You always hear about like these weird stories about like Freemasons chopping off chicken heads and drinking blood and stuff like that. It's all kind of the same shit.
Who do you think are the people? So you browse the gang stalking subreddit.
Say that again.
Do you go on the do you I guess that's a question. Do you go on the gang stalking subreddit?
Yeah, occasionally.
How do you think we can tell the difference between people that need to go get mental health help and the people that are actually being affected by the conspiracy?
See, I think that the people that come to there who are complaining about this are probably legitimate TIs. You don't just, there's a reason why we all kind of got the same story and we're all going there looking for answers. We're all experiencing the same thing.
Yes,
I
agree.
I don't see like I don't see a normal person just waking up one day and saying, and it's like, just becomes schizophrenic and it's like, oh, I'm getting gangster. You know what I mean?
I want to say this and I don't want to offend you, but what I keep seeing over and over again is something kind of like this. People start developing. Here's kind of my running theory for what I think happens. People have a lot of misconceptions about schizophrenia, mental health, etc. Like, for instance, I'm sure that you've heard that schizophrenia doesn't ever affect people over the age of 30. Totally wrong. Completely wrong. It's on a bell curve for sure, but I mean, people can get schizophrenia at any age. So anytime anyone comes up to you and says, I'm 41, there's no way that I have schizophrenia. I hate to break it to you, buddy, but you might, not you personally, you know what I mean? That person might have schizophrenia.
Yeah, I think.
So, anyways, I'm sorry. I apologize. I got on a little tangent. My head went sideways. So, my point is that. So, I think it goes a little something like this. So, someone gets schizophrenic type symptoms and they get scared. So, they go to what most people do in the year 2022. They go to Google and they Google around and they try to figure out what's wrong with them. And no one wants to admit that they're suffering from schizophrenia. No one would want to admit that that's the first thing that's happening to them. So they get into these algorithm holes because the reality is that anything that we search on the web, like, we're not really searching for anything. It's more like they're kind of just handing it to us. They're just handing us what they think we want, So I think get in these. I think people get into these little holes, and then everything that they see, everything that they Google, eventually ends up becoming about gang stalking. And then they find themselves on the subreddit. And then they go, oh my god, there's 27,000 people here that are suffering from the exact same thing that I'm suffering from.
Did you read about the Havana syndrome?
100%. But anyways, so I agree that exists. So I think people get on this thing and they kind of get into this loop. And then the thing is that no one on the subreddit is allowed to even bring up the idea peacefully and in good faith that it might be mental health. So these people get into a loop and then they get untreated for many years. And then they have people telling them that the psychologists and the therapists are in on the conspiracy, and it's most of them. So then they never go and see any, you know what I mean? So there's a bit of a loop I'm trying to break here. And I think the loop has to be broken because it's the only way that we'll ever be able to figure out who the actual TIs are and get down to the bottom of what the conspiracy might actually be. Because there are things like the Havana syndrome, right? Which are literally, documented. People have the MRI scans. It's been on 60 Minutes. There are over, I think 12, there's 10 or, there's an obscene amount of cases of Havana syndrome. And documented, scientifically proven, doctors that any random, literally any Joe Schmo normie would completely approve of, right? So that's real. That's really scary. I think we should focus in on things like that. You know what I mean?
See, the nature of it all, though, is, and this is what the Freemasons, this is like what the Freemasons teach.
I know. I know that because I've read these things already. Like, I get it. I know that technically, like, this is part of the strat. You make people think that they're crazy. You make the public think that these people are crazy, and then you take advantage of them.
Right.
Are you aware of what Occam's razor is?
Yeah, it has something to do with like I think so. I think it has something to do with like people's personal experiences. Like you can't.
No. It's basically, I'm gonna read you the definition right now. Just because it's basically it's one of the core tenets of my life. So basically, is one of the core tenets of my life, but I'm gonna find you a definition for it.
Well, the easiest explanation is the best, or whatever.
Exactly. The easiest answer is the most likely answer.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So when you look at gang stalking, the most likely answer is that it's schizophrenia. And then if we extrapolate from that, the most likely answer is that, you should just go see a therapist or start with therapy. Don't even get pills. Maybe therapy will do it for you, Or not you personally, right? I'm just prescribing to the world. But yeah. And then just give it a try. Because the thing is that most of the people on that subreddit just need mental health help.
So what do you say about the psychologists I mentioned earlier who are going to reinforce that this is a real phenomenon? What do you think about that?
If there are psychiatrists and therapists that are part of the cabal, it's maybe 1% of the world's psychologists or therapists.
I would say like 95%.
There's no fucking way. There's just no way. And the reason why there's no way is because they all would be making so much more money than they're making right now. No one would take their bullshit job no one would take that amount of money to do what they're doing. No one would. So it's just impossible. Like, psychologists, therapists across the world are not.
It's better than working at the plant, though, right?
Working at the plant? What do you mean? You mean like the pill factory?
Yeah, the pillow factory.
Here's what I would say to you. I agree that there's a problem with an overprescription of medication.
No, I mean, I said the pillow. Like, I'm just saying, like, being a psychologist, as bad as it is that you say, it's still better than like turning out widgets at the fucking, the wood dildo plant down the street,
But what if the wood dildo plant is paying $150,000 a year? Dude, I'll be turning out as many wood dildos as that place needs. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's not how factory work really works, brother.
Right. You know what I'm saying, though. Like, the thing, psychologists, and if you wanted to be a government shill, like, if you really wanted to, and if it was that easy, like, there's a lot of easier ways to make that money. Like,
and let me tell you something, man. Like, in my city, man, the government ain't what you think it is, bro. In my city, the police are trafficking the drugs, and they use the motorcycle gangs to distribute it, right?
I believe you.
Right. So, I mean, this whole government cares about you and is good, and some kind of authority is kind of misguided.
It's not so. Listen, I don't even believe in the government. I'm saying people, like people that I know. I know psychologists and therapists. Many. More than 30. Okay, so statistically, if your statistics are right, that 95% of them are of the the world's psychologists and therapists are in the cabal, then I know at least 10 people that are in the cabal. Yeah. It's impossible. That's not happening.
This Big Brother Freemason shit is way bigger than the average person can understand.
I agree with you.
And you're doing this show, and you're talking to people like me and trying to, expose conspiracies and things. Like, if anybody close to you is a Freemason or is in these groups, you're already got their attention, and they're going to be watching you, and you're not even going to know it, and they're going to be keeping an eye on you years, whatever it takes, and depending on which direction, right?
Well, they already were. We already know. Edward Snowden revealed that they have all of our data here, our cell phones. They have it stored away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the Freemasons don't have anything to do with it. The U.S. government has basically everything that I've ever done digitally locked away in a safe somewhere.
The Freemasons have been deputized, right?
The point that I'm just trying to get at is just that, like, you know, they like
Yeah,
they already have all the info.
so
Like V2K doesn't even have to exist, like, because they could just tap into our cell phones. Like, it's way easier.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like
But who does that? There's real boots on the ground. See, this is one of the mistakes when I got into conspiracies that I made that I totally don't understand. Have a different understanding now. It's like I always thought it was like, oh, some like guys in suits up in some big building smoking cigars conspiring, or some guys in some underground military base.
Of course not. There's
You know,
peons,
it's
foot
not.
soldiers doing the groundwork.
It is in every single community. These people are in every single community, in this every single city, and it's all organized through Freemasonry.
I agree with you, but here's the thing: if there
These
were a
these
certain,
real spies in your city.
I agree.
There's real spies around. Yes.
I totally agree.
Okay.
But the
That's who's
the
fucking with
disagreement
me.
is the number of them. That's the only
Oh, there's
disagreement.
probably
You know,
it's probably 10% of the population.
there's no way. That is too
Mm.
many. 30
There's
million
probably
Americans are part of the cabal.
we're part of the Freemasons. Yeah,
That is
brother.
way too many.
There's like 1,000 lodges just in the. I was out in Minnesota in this town called Stephen, Minnesota. Population 600. There's a Freemason lodge there.
I know. I know homies in Little Falls, Minnesota, and it's literally exactly the same thing. And I know exactly what you're talking about. There's 100% of Freemasons lodge over
They
there.
have access to trillions of dollars, bro. If
I agree.
it's like it's like McDonald's or a mega corporation like that.
It's not. Listen, 30. There's not even. I don't even think. Hold on. How many people?
And this is just the
work for-
Freemasons. This isn't considering Knights of Columbus, the Golden Dawn, the Knights of Templar,
Okay,
Knights
listen.
of Malta.
The federal government
Rosicrucians.
employs 10 million Americans across the entire government of the U.S. Okay, so that's including state government. That's not. Oh, excuse me. It's federal government. Okay, so that actually doesn't include state government. Okay.
All right.
So that's already like 3% of the population, you know,
Right.
is already working for the government. So let's already
We got
assume that,
30
you know,
million.
those guys are working for the cabal, right? You know, if we're gonna,
But
right?
there's different levels. Like you say, the cabal, like they're all into sacrificing kids and drinking adrenochrome, like they're all in there. No. Like Freemason is a vetting system, right? I mean, if you ask the typical Blue Lodge Freemason what it's about, he's like, oh, you know, we do fucking charity
Could
and
we
the
agree
Shriners
on a
build a
general
hospital.
term? Like, what would be like a general term for like an underground organization that we could agree with? That's just what I meant by cabal. Like, just the top of the top of the top underground, you know.
What do you mean, like the top of the food chain? Yeah, I mean like the Brotherhood, the Cabal. That's the small. That's the tip of the pyramid, though.
Okay, well, I just
I'm
meant
talking
basically
about
from the cabal
the
down.
whole-
You know, that's just what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
It all functions
Freemason.
to support the cabal. That's all I was trying to say by that. Like, I'm very aware of the whole point, the compartmentalization of the whole thing. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I really do. It breaks down into smaller little things, you know, and then those people are controlling. You know, they're not controlling the entire police force. They're just controlling like 2 or 3 of the cops.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Then you just
I
gotta
get
be the
that.
police chief, and you got all
I-
the cops under you where you want them.
Sure, no, I totally get that. Or hey, even longer, you know, get a guy when he's young, and then he can work his way up, and then you have the police chief then. Anyways, I'm trying to. The only disagreement that we
And
have,
that's
my
what
man.
my covert programming was about.
Listen, the only disagreement we had is the number, right? There's.
Right.
I don't think that there's 30 million like, dude, that is so many.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
many. Like, that's a lot.
Roughly, I would say, yeah. I mean, what
Like,
are how
damn.
many? I mean, how? Look, so we admit that there's a Freemason lodge in every town from population 600 at New York City, right? There's probably a bunch of them there.
Yes.
I mean, who goes there? The 10 million government people that you brought up, the large majority of them are going to be there, right? So there's 10 million of the 30 million right there, and who are the rest? Business owners, all the gangster biker dudes that I know, doctors, lawyers, psychologists, you know.
I have a question. If people don't know that they're a part of the cabal, are you still saying that they're a part of the cabal?
Yeah, like so.
if you're just like a
this is what I was
chink,
trying to bring up earlier.
you know, like if you're
Like,
just
if
like
you're-
literally a gear, like all you do is you do paperwork for some dude, and you
Right.
don't even know that you're part of the cabal. Are you part of the cabal?
Right.
Yeah.
Like so, let me explain it because I was touching on this earlier when I was talking about like the Blue Lodge Freemason that thinks he's just doing charity and getting together with some guys, some coffee on the weekends. Is he a part of the cabal? I mean, technically, yeah, he's in that organization, but does he know the secrets of the fucking universe and everything? No, probably not. But he like you said, all you gotta do is control the police chief, and you control all the police. Same thing with them.
Casey.
Those guys are going to. So if they tell him, hey, go watch this guy, we'll give you some money, just go watch him. You know, go stick something in his tire. If you don't do it, we're gonna ruin you. You know, we're gonna give you a hard time, or you can just take the money and go fucking do this. These guys flying planes all over me.
I get that.
Right? They're definitely Freemasons, right? So if they're in this lodge and they're like, look, we'll give you an extra, $100 an hour, just go fuck with this guy all day. Right? You ain't doing nothing. You could use the extra money. You think they give a shit about me? No.
So is he part of the cabal though? Like, I don't think that guy's part of the cabal, per se. He's just he's like a random dude. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, I'm trying to say, like, how many people do you think are like, they wake up every day and they're like, I know what I'm doing. I'm working for the greater conspiracy. You know?
Okay. That I would say less than the 30 million. But I'm just saying, like, the Freemasons and these.
I bet it's like 1%.
Yeah.
Dude, loose lips sink ships. It's just there'd just be too many people, you know?
You would think that, right? But how has Freemasonry proliferated so much and nobody really knows what they're doing? It's because they take death votes, and that shit's dead serious. If you become a Freemason, right, one of the things that are going to happen is they're going to kidnap you. They're going to take you in somebody's basement or a tunnel where you're going to be blindfolded. They're going to have swords pointed at your neck, and they take off your blindfold and say, now you're receiving the light of Freemasonry. You look up, you got 9 swords pointed at your neck, and you look over, it's your fucking uncle. You look over here, it's the fucking judge. You look over here, it's the chief of police. They say, if you ever tell anybody our secrets, we're going to kill you. You're going to keep your fucking mouth shut. You know what I mean?
True. Very true. Why do you think you're targeted?
So, it took me a long time to figure out. I wondered that question for a very, very long time. And when it became overt and I learned their tactics, like how they were spying on me, how they had all my computers hacked, all my microphones, video cams watching me, and all this stuff, I was like, oh, so this is how it works. This is what they've been doing. Then I started thinking about my childhood and my past before I knew I was targeted. And a lot of things made sense. A lot of things I thought were maybe coincidences or people that were introduced into my life. It wasn't a coincidence. It was planned out. And it was a setup, basically. And I believe I'm targeted because these people are my family. They wanted me to be part of this satanic shit. They were trying to, the covert was to kind of groom me and bring me into it. You know, if I had taken a different path in life, I could have been an enforcer for motorcycle gangs. I could have been a pimp. I could have been a drug dealer. I would have had access to the underworld. All these dirty cops that I'm telling you are selling drugs out of the fucking pizza shop. I was around those circles when I was younger. You know, I was being groomed and introduced to that. That's why. And then at some point, I think that I'm a God person, right? I might be a little rough around the edges, might have done some things when I was younger, but I'm a God person. And I think that when they realized they weren't gonna get out of me what they wanted to get out of me, that they turned on me. They want to destroy me. And like I get messages now. They say, let's be friends. I get messages like, it's never gonna stop. Why don't you just be our friend? Like I know I can look back in the past and know what they were trying to do to me. They're trying to manipulate me and make me a certain thing. And this reminds me of that story. You know, you ever hear of Rick Ross, the famous drug dealer?
Yes.
So this guy used to be into tennis, and he went to the tennis court, met somebody, introduced him to cocaine. Next thing you know, this guy is the biggest drug dealer ever, doing $1 million a day in cocaine sales, right? Went to jail. When he was in jail, an independent researcher put it together that the CIA was the one giving them drugs, and they were using that black market money to fund the Iran-Contra conflict, right? This guy was selling drugs every day for years, $1 million a day, and had no fucking idea what he was involved in, right? This is how bad they manipulated him, right? And I'm not saying that I was going to be the next Rick Ross or nothing, but that's kind of like what they were doing, what they were trying to do to me.
Well, they're planting a lot of seeds, right?
Not planting the seeds. I mean, they
Or you know what I
people
mean?
will
Like,
come
maybe
into
you
your.
could have became the next Rick Ross. You never know. Like, fuck.
I mean, like they did it to my cousin's boyfriend, right? And I watched him do it the whole time, and he used to get his drugs from the cops, or the person next in line to the cops, and they let him sell drugs for years, and he made a bunch of money. And then one day, he wanted to re-up his supply. Had like, I forget, it was an absurd amount. He had like at least a key of coke, a whole bunch of dope. He had like 6 guns, legal guns.
Oh my god.
And all of a sudden, they just knew right where he was right at the right time, busted him, and now they look like heroes. And I sat back and watched this for years. I knew exactly what was going on because I used to run in them circles. I knew exactly where he was getting this shit from, who was behind it. And it's like the cops just played the whole thing, made a whole bunch of money off them, and then when it was time, bust them. Now they're the heroes, and then they're gonna move on to the next one. And he probably don't even know if it was the cops or not. I'm not sure he even knows that. This is, these people, what they have access to that gives them the power to do this to the eyes, and this is they have access to psychology, dark psychology. They know how your brain works inside and out. It's not a mystery at all to them, right? They have electronic weapons, including computer hacking and all that shit, and spycraft. It's all intelligence shit, like tactics. This is what TIs are up against, like an intelligence community.
Yeah. We all are, whether we like it or not.
Right.
We're all targeted in that way, you know? I know what you mean, though.
You're right. It's becoming the culture. It's Big Brother is what it is. And a Big Brother is not some good government care about your shit.
I agree.
It has satanic overtones. It's occultism. It's yeah.
Give me 1 sec, my man. I'm gonna use the restroom really quick. I will be back.
Yeah, me too.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yo. Shit, I had a question and I lost it. Yeah, there is a kitty in the background.
So, but yeah, so anyway, I want to finish off because I kind of got discarded, but.
Oh, it's fine. Okay, hold on. Let me ask chat for questions. Hey, chat, do we have any questions for 100th Monkey? Anything you'd want to ask our dude here? And then, God, I really felt like I had one more fucking question. I might not. I really thought I did have one. Give me one sec.
Yeah.
I guess do you have any advice for me while I'm making my documentary? Like, anything you'd want to tell somebody making an hour-long movie about the gang stalking phenomenon?
Keep an open mind and just kind of forget all of the preconceived bullshit that, especially anything from any kind of authority source, because they're all liars. And just try to look at things objectively and try to put yourself in the other person's shoes, you know, and think what it's like to be in their shoes, experiencing what they're telling you, and what would you do and how would you handle it, and would you be able to escape, or you know, would you have a course of you know, to get relief, you know, like think it out.
Okay, so I got a question.
Yeah.
3 questions. Rapid fire, okay? How long have you been to TI? I know you already answered a couple of these, but it's for chat. How long have you been to TI? How old are you? And is your family aware of what's going on?
All right, so I'm 39. I've been in this program my whole life. It was covert most of the time. It became overt, I'm gonna say like 5 or 6 years ago. And does my family know? No, I don't really have a lot of family, and the ones that know are the ones that are fucking with me.
Gotcha. Well, thank you. Thank you for the interview. I appreciate it.
That's it. I thought we had 3 questions.
That was it. Those are the 3 questions. How old are you?
Oh, yeah.
What? Rapid fire. I only have like 1 or 2 viewers right now. I'm gonna post this, you know, after the thing, and people will watch on YouTube.
Cool.
Just want to say thank you. Thank you for the interview and your time.
Yeah.
Good luck with the phenomenon.
Yeah. Thanks for you know, helping people get this out, and even though you don't have an opinion either way, that's a good start at least.
Yeah, well, we'll see if you guys still like me after I come through and suggest that everybody needs to get therapy or psychiatry no matter what, even if you are a TI, because if you guys have been getting tortured this entire time, you need someone to talk to that can help you, you know, help you with the, you know, have extra mental tools to help fix this shit, you know? So we'll see how much you guys like me once I make that suggestion. But I appreciate you. I will continue fighting the good fight. I'm gonna turn skeptics into people who aren't skeptics, and vice versa. So see how it rolls.
Yeah, man. Good luck.
Appreciate you. Have a great day. Boom. Just like that. Oh, what's up, Syrup? I sees you on the chat. On the YouTube chat. Streaming on all platforms. Like, comment, subscribe, follow if you're not doing so already. Where are we at here? Oh, where's my face? Where's my beautiful face? There we go. My clean shaven face, at least. Interesting interview. You did a good job. Thanks. It ain't my first rodeo. Yeah, these. Oh, man, can I be honest with you, chat? This was a kind of a really hard interview for me. Because I feel like I had a lot of, I kind of had a lot of preconceived notions, dare I say. I kind of feel like this is definitely like kind of the guy, this is one of the guys that really needs our help. Oh fuck, I messed this up. Yeah, like, because I think that this guy probably really is suffering from some kind of mental episode, you know what I mean? Just, he literally falls pretty hardcore into the exact, like, kind of category that I'm discovering as I do more of these interviews. Yeah, and it's just kind of brutal. It makes me sad, because I don't really know, I don't know if I don't know how to proceed sometimes in these interviews. Like, he was kind of, there was a lot of kind of string of consciousness stuff. This is trippy, you know, if there really are Freemason things going out there right now, like, it's, this is probably what it would sound like, you know? It's probably people infiltrating various areas of our government, small, minor. You know, I didn't ask anything about his living, you know what he mentioned? He works, he must be homeless, because he said he travels around the country in an RV doing construction work. So, yeah, I think he's homeless, technically. Not just another targeted individual. Hey man, how are you doing? What's up with you? I always end up getting a bunch of chatters right at the end, I swear. I'm like trying to wrap this up, everybody starts pouring through. Does anybody want to, I guess for the last little bit, does anybody want to hop in the Discord and we can chit-chat about what just happened? I'm gonna put a link out and I'll join the, I'm gonna join the chat. If anybody wants to shoot the shit, we can. For 10-15 minutes or so before I get out of here. Missed the interview. What did I miss? What do you call it? What did you miss? Well, I had an interview with a guy named 100th Monkey on Discord, and it was interesting. Kind of explained us his theory about why he thinks it's the Freemasons. Apparently he's got a lot of deep ties with Freemasons and underground homies. Yeah, very strange. Very, very strange. I hate to say it though, he might have been just suffering from mental health issues. Small caveat. Yeah. Not just another targeted individual. How are you suffering from the gang stalking phenomenon? How does it manifest for you? Also, Orange Onomatopoeia. I'm reading a YouTube chat because I'm dual streaming right now. Don't tell Twitch. So I have like the dual chat here. Oh, you can actually see it on my video screen. I just realized. So maybe that helps. But yeah, this trips me up when I got YouTube. People actually watching me on the YouTube. I wonder how you guys get here. Like if you just follow me from my if it's like you find it through my subscriptions or, you know, if you're here right now, how did you find this? Where did you click it from? Let me know for my engagement. Like my camera should be taller. Oh look, there's not just another. He's online. Hey, not just another. Make sure that you click the little thumbs up icon on the rules page to become a verified member, okay? And then you can have access to the rest of the Discord. Otherwise, it's all hidden. No, my first subscriber? Oh, it's on YouTube, huh? Still cool. Thanks, Drumsy. Appreciate you. How are you all doing today? How are you doing today, Senor? How was your trip to Vegas and whatnot? Oh, wait, I actually did get it on Twitch? Are you actually my first Twitch sub? Holy shit. No way. Holy shit. Oh my god. My first Twitch subscriber. Holy crap. With the my fucking emote too. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate you. Oh my god. The second fucking sub. Oh my god. Holy shit. It's the fucking greatest. This has been such a great day. I got to interview literally someone whose content I consume like hours of every week. Holy shit. This is really cool. Just want to thanks everybody. Appreciate you a lot. Oh no, are the gang stalkers getting me? Are they tearing down my stream? Oh, JK, player loaded up. Does anybody want to chit chat about anything? Literally, not just another is here, but I can't tell if he wants to chat or not. Because he's just... I guess I'll make him a verified member so he doesn't have to... I just randomly search TIs daily. Like you just search targeted individuals and try to see like what pops up in the search bar? Yes, no, yes, no, yes. I swear. I always forget that YouTube chat, I think, has a lot more lag than the Twitch chat. Michael, how was your trip? Tell me about your trip. What'd you do? Did you do anything super fun? Still in Austin. Good times. What have you done anything fun in Austin? Are there like cool bars or I don't know, anything fun like that? Fun restaurants? Eat anything cool? What's Tex-Mex like? I look for recent videos. Oh, interesting. A little laggy, yeah, it might be getting that way. Oh, that's really cool. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time. That sounds like fun. Scissor. Got syrup using the emote. Can you tell that I photoshopped these myself? Alright gang, any last requests before I skididdly bebop out of here? Thank you so much for homies at my first 2 subscribers. Really appreciate you. That's really cool. That's crazy to see my little subscriber goal actually finally have a little yellow in it. Well, not just another targeted individual, I am going to be I'm gonna be making a whole documentary about gang stalking. So you subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I think you already have. Check out my videos, and that shit's gonna be coming out soon. Should be really cool. Thank you, sir, about the comment. I watch Targeted Individual on YouTube. His videos get wild. Who is that? Can you link that to me? Orange, I know you came from Heem's stream. Did you know about gang stalking when I mentioned it, or did you just look it up before or after, I should say? You already knew. How did you find out about gang stalking? How do I talk to you on Twitch? Oh, you gotta join the... So, if you're on the Discord, which I see that you are, you have to join the voice channel. And then we can talk. And here is YouTube.
Yeah, man, this is Kevin.
Dang, homie's got more subs than me on YouTube. Lit. I know what you meant, buddy. You gotta join. You gotta go into my server on the Discord, and you need to join the chat channel called Gang Stalking Voice Open, and I'm here. And while we're waiting for you to hop in, I think I'm gonna try to... Thank you. I don't even know what happened, but thank you. Whatever alert that was. Appreciate you. My phone, BRB. Okay. What was the alert? I should say something. Alright. YouTuberoo. Where is it? What a mess some of this is, holy moly. This just needs to be bigger, I think, right? Yeah, that's how I do that. Boom, professional streamer, almost. Let's check one of these out.
And I want to talk about a specific subject today.
Quiet, huh?
And I get a lot of questions and comments about targeted individuals saying that they're being gassed. And so I want to explain what I know about the situation and what's possible, or what I believe is possible, and what I know is possible, and then you can decide for yourself, but just to clear up some of the confusion. So, first of all, it's a very bizarre circumstance that we're dealing with. You're talking about suddenly in life coming into a situation where all of a sudden you have people that can talk to you from somewhere else that you don't understand how that works. And you can find yourself searching around for the speakers in the ceilings and everything else, and it can get very bizarre. And then you find out that they know what you think, and it can really blow.
Damn, I didn't realize
mind.
this was
And
such a
you're
fresh
trying
post.
to make
Orange
sense of all of these things that don't seem very logical at first. Okay, until you start to understand how this broadcast technology works. So a lot of people that go through this experience, they're being gang stalked, and gang stalkers are using this technology to cause a lot of confusion, and it can be very confusing. So the comments that I get, and
sheesh, sorry guys,
people asking questions about
if we're getting lagged, let me know.
So there's a few things.
I'm
you
like
have to be
using
logical,
wireless
first of all.
connection,
You have to really
dual
be logical
streaming,
and say, is this even
watching YouTube
possible?
at 1080p. Like,
There's nobody around.
maybe not 1080.
You know, I've checked outside and did they hide a canister of remote spew gas
Why
into
is it
my
that everybody in the
atmosphere
gang-stalking
somewhere?
community
And most likely they do
likes
not do
to
that. I get a lot of the
use
poisoning
Facebook?
food stuff too, but let me
I
just
don't
talk about this
understand.
gas thing. So, logically speaking,
Everybody wants to talk on
you're
Facebook. They
probably
don't want to use
not
Twitter.
being
Are they scared they're
gassed.
going to get banned?
And if you were being gassed, there would probably be some pretty serious side effects from that. But I can definitely understand how there can be a lot of confusion about
Nice, hop in
being
the chat.
gassed.
Get in here.
And let me tell you why. First
about
of all,
something.
you're dealing with a mind control technology and
Oh,
a
look, here it
broadcast
is,
technology,
Twitter,
and you're
Instagram.
connected with other people. Okay? So say gang stalker Frank, for
Gang
example,
stalker Frank.
is connected to you. All right? And gang stalker Frank is sitting next to gang stalker Greg. Right? Gang stalker Greg lets out a nice fart, and gang stalker Frank smells the fart. And gang stalker Frank is connected to you. Okay? You might smell something. Not that physically you're smelling it,
It's
but
the first time I've ever heard about
psychologically,
this joint
you
fart
could
smelling
have the
in the gang stalking
experience
community. This is
of
this is
smelling
wild.
Greg's fart. Just like Frank
What
is
if I don't wanna
smelling
smell Greg's
fart because he's there physically where Greg is and
I don't
Greg
want to do
farted.
it, Greg.
But you're on mind control connected
Greg,
to gang stalker
stop farting.
Frank, who has just smelled Greg's fart.
It's like that
You see what I'm
scene
saying?
from
So-
that Adam Sandler movie where he farts in the spacesuit.
Not that you would be that in tune, but maybe you are, to know the difference. But it could definitely seem as if you smelled Greg's fart and you're wondering who farted because you know it wasn't you, or what's that smell?
Not just another.
Okay, so
Please
that's
save
how
us
that
from
can
this
work,
video.
because
Please
you're
join the fucking
receiving
chat.
Frank, the gang stalker's mind. And his mind
Holy shit.
has just processed this stinking fart from Greg. So when you receive that, it can seem as if you're also experiencing a stinking fart from Greg, even though you're not there, but you're connected to Frank on mind control. Okay? So you can have an experience psychologically because you're receiving a neurological
Orange didn't vet the video
thought
first.
process,
Didn't realize it was
a
about
brain
fucking
process
gang stalking
from the person
farts
that you're connected
before
to,
you
and that's
sent
what they
this
receive
mofo.
from us. They receive from us, and that's why they can feel what you feel.
Oh man,
You know, and
this
that's
is great.
a whole nother subject, but that's why mind control
Sorry,
sex
Chad.
is a
RIP,
big thing
Chad. This is
with
fucking
people
hilarious.
that have access to
Not
neural
just
monitoring
another. Can you
and
join the
gang
chat?
stalkers
I
or
can't.
otherwise.
I can't
People
get
that
you
have
in
access
here.
to neural monitoring, because you could connect to somebody and
was
feel
gonna
what
call
they
you,
feel
bro.
and have the experience that they're having in your mind. And if two people connect, but that's for a whole nother video. Okay, so that's one way.
Sheesh, we're pushing my thing to the limit.
That you might think that you're being gassed.
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
Alright. Are you still streaming?
I am. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you try to join the Discord? Like you're in the Discord.
This is Discord, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Could you join my chat server? If you go to Will in his Discord, and then you go and you click the gang stalking voice general, that is the better chat. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. And if it doesn't work, I'll just call you back on here again, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Alright, let's try it. Alright, let's give that a try. There we go. How are you doing?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm hanging in there, watching gang stalking content. If you go to Will Discord. Yeah. How are you? What's up, man?
I'm alright. I see you're talking to target individuals. What is your page based on? I don't know.
I am, I like conspiracy theories, things like that.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm currently in the process of making a documentary about the gang stalking phenomenon, as like an umbrella term. And yeah, that's kind of what I got going on.
Okay.
Are you a TI?
Yes.
How long have you been affected by the gang stalking phenomenon?
Well, mine came in parts. Started as voices, upgraded to mind control, along with the gang stalking. So, like, have you
Wait,
ever seen
mind
homeless
control?
people? Yes.
Like they were controlling your mind.
Have you ever seen homeless people talk to themselves on the street and stuff?
Many times.
Yeah, that could be like the same thing, but yes, there's a mind control thing going on.
Really? How? So what was that like, being affected by mind control? What did it feel like?
Well, I wasn't sure that it was the government for a long time. Like, I'm still not sure because they do a lot of silly and stupid things, you know.
True.
Then I got more into it, and I just there's different reasons that I suspected it's the government, like you know, Abu Ghraib, Abu Ghraib,
About what?
Abu Ghraib in Iraq, I think it is.
I
Like,
honestly have no idea. I don't know what that is.
okay, it's where they were the government told the military commanders to go into Iraq after some war or something. They took over Iraq and they took a prison and they just started tunneling people into the prison. They just kept arresting people on the street, innocent and not. They were killing, raping, all these different things. So they were doing all these illegal things, and I just started to think like maybe they're weird and they're into bothering people in weird ways and stuff. It was by any means necessary to get the information from 9/11, right?
Wait, hold on. Hold on. 9/11. We're jumping the gun here a little bit.
Yeah.
Hold on. What does this have to do with 9/11 now?
Okay, so because of the weird things they do to me, they like, hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. I just turned off my camera. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah. Because of the weird things they do. I'm not gonna state the things they do, but it's like I'd fall on the floor. I took a dull knife. I didn't know it was dull, and I was like, and I'd scare myself, and like I was gonna cut myself, talk to myself, and all these weird things, right? So I'm not gonna state all the things, but I was just like, maybe they're into torture, the military and stuff. So I was just like, maybe this is the government. So what was the question? What was the in context?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even remember, to be honest. So.
Yeah, well, it started as voices. It upgraded to mind control and gang stalking. And I gotta admit, because I didn't know it was the government, I was trying to get people's attention. I was like yelling at people in front of people. I was doing a lot of stuff in front of people, right? So I was like yelling at people, trying to get people's attention. I even like once I saw somebody from my past and they looked really skinny and they looked really unhealthy, and I started banging on the subway door until it cracked. Then I just left, I just ran away. So I was just getting people in the middle of the daytime. I was just getting people's attention, and
I
it
mean,
might
like
have made
running
me
up to
look
random
like
people and saying stuff to them, huh?
I was just yelling. I would say, "Leave me alone," Like I would say things there people would know something is going on. Where I'm just like, I'm a little bit worried and I'm a little bit afraid, right?
Okay.
So that might have made me look like a bad person. So
Just a little off your rocker, huh?
yeah, so they just kept with the mind control and stuff, and I've even been like I've even had the little things like I'm not gonna say everything, but I've had the little things where I've smelled gas like the video you just heard, but I think it's really gases, but like seeping in it's fumes seeping in through my apartment, because I can't afford a house, so
Right.
yeah.
I feel you. Who do you think's behind it? Do you think the government's behind it?
I think so it's after 9/11 and they got the okay to do presu- pre- presumable wars or something, preemptive
Who's
wars or
they?
something. I don't know. It's like before you do something, they already attach, they already go after you.
Preemptive something?
Yeah, preemptive. So they had the okay to do preemptive wars. I think it's from a guy named Wolf something. And so they're doing a lot of this domestic stuff. So I think it's basically people thinking that because I had a small criminal record when I was young, so I think, and I've been in this since I was I've been heard voices since I was around 17, 18. I didn't have I don't think I had any reason to hear voices. Like I wasn't doing anything crazy, It's like preemptive, so like I did have a criminal record and I did have a couple of friends I'd hang out with and stuff, but so that's how it goes.
So why do you think you're being
And,
targeted?
I don't know, maybe it's because I was a little bit of a bully as a child and they suspected I would not, I don't have the best cards, in my family, and a lot of my family members, I care about them, and all these different things put together, when my family members get in trouble, I could, be there for them, in a angry way, and stuff like that, like a couple of my family members, I lost contact with them and they were in trouble when I found out what was going on, and a lot of different things, like I can't see what's going on somewhere else, and stuff like my attitude and stuff, when I was younger, you know. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's kind of a lot to take in there.
Yeah, it's probably a preemptive thing going on. It doesn't mean that you've done anything, and like, doesn't mean when they turn it on, it doesn't mean you've done anything. Like, have you ever heard voices, like on the street?
Have I ever heard
No?
voices on the street?
Like, have you ever heard like voices, like, and you think it might be a mental disabled person's voice or something? I don't know. I feel like people can hear the voices,
Sometimes. I get that.
Yeah.
Well, shoot,
Well,
I'm gonna let you go, okay?
Yeah, it's cool.
Thanks for calling in. Appreciate you. And,
No problem.
And yeah, stay safe out there, obviously. Oh wait, hold on. Before you go, actually, let me have the chat actually ask you a couple questions if they'd like.
Okay.
So I have one person asking, is it different voices or the same voices every time?
Sometimes it's a female's voice. Sometimes it's a male's voice. Yeah, it's different voices. It's not that much different. There's not that many different voices. It's like two or three,
Okay.
So
Do you recognize the voices?
Sometimes it'll be a voice, it'll be a copy of someone that I know, you know, or that I've met, you know, in the past, an acquaintance.
Gotcha.
Sometimes, you know, it'll be like some people who's kind of freaked me out, you know, like I met a gang member before and he kind of freaked me out and made friends with him. But, you know, it'll make the voice and I'll just get worried, you know, that, you know, they, they could be around, you know. It's a lot of different voices. Sometimes it's a guy who's just like, you know, I'll try and imitate him, like, no, I can't imitate. Just a stubborn, not wanting to be friends with me, not wanting to let me, you know, do what I have to do, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a female voice just trying to flirt, you know. So.
Let's see.
Any
What
more
city
questions?
are you from?
I'm from Canada. I don't want to say the city.
Okay. Could you? Is it a city? That's I guess the real question. Is it rural or is it like an actual city?
Yeah, it's a city. It's a big city.
Okay, interesting. I guess no one's really safe from this anyways, huh? I mean, regardless of where you are.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, it's not really that safe. I'd say. Yeah, because I was targeted from a youth. Like it's not that safe, you know. You just gotta try and fit in, blend in, you know, the best you can. You know, like Bruce Lee says, flow like water, you know. You just gotta take your time, know people, you know, try and blend in.
Are you able to hold a job?
I'm in school right now. I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm doing okay with my grades. I haven't failed anything as far as I know.
Gotcha. Good.
I'm in college actually.
Gotcha. So how old are you?
I'm in my 30s.
Shit. Well, shit. Well, good for you, man. I hope that. I guess I have one more question. Okay. Have you ever considered going to go see a therapist or a psychiatrist?
Oh yeah, I do see a therapist.
You do?
I haven't always been upfront with them. That's probably something that held me back, you know, because they probably see the same thing over and over again, right? So like, you know, this program, if it's real, you know, they could probably guide me through it, you know, but I wasn't that interested in talking to them for a long time, and you know, I just trying to, cause my mother knew the therapist, you know, they were the same religion as me,
Yeah.
and I thought they would just like you know, they were getting along, and I didn't want to explain all this fucked up shit going on, you know, but I did start to open up to them like a little while ago, and yeah, so it makes me feel better. It makes me feel like people understand me more when I open up to them, you know. But
Yeah.
other than that, nothing much. It doesn't help much.
So
It makes me feel better inside.
Wait, so I'm confused. So you do see a therapist or psychiatrist?
Yeah, I've been seeing a psychiatrist the whole time, but I haven't really talked to them until I was till recently, you know, in my 30s. I
Yeah.
started opening up, and it makes me feel better that people understand, you know, because I feel like people are, you know, watching me and gathering stories about me, and but now I feel more like, you know, people understand, if anything, if they are gathering stories about me, or if they're not, they just understand like things that I've been through, you know, and they understand I'm not a bad person.
Right. Well, you don't seem like a bad guy. What
Yeah.
do you what do you call it? Do you take any medication or do you not want to?
Actually, I am getting an injection now, so I can't get away from it, but yeah, I'm getting an injection.
Well, I have a
I
question.
didn't used to like taking the medication, but it's okay, I get injection. It doesn't solve all my problems, but you know, I guess it's doing something that I'm not aware of. So
Do you feel, so you do feel like a little bit of relief from the medication, from the gang stalking phenomenon?
um, I haven't been gang stalked in a while because I don't I really don't understand the gang stalking part of it. Like
Okay.
I don't know if they're just talking and gathering people about other people. I'd see a lot of cars the same color. I don't know what they're doing, but I don't really understand the gang stalking part of it. But I haven't been gang stalked for a long time. I'm more now into mind control.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, keep up with the therapy and the psychiatry, and like seriously, they're really there to help you. Don't buy
All right.
into all this bullshit that people try to say about how they're like the enemy and they're in on it, okay? Because that's just really not true. And I just want to say you should be really like proud of yourself for the steps that you're taking to try to take care of this by taking the medication. Because the reality is that a lot of people really could be helped, with this phenomenon if they, if they just felt comfortable enough, with talking to a therapist or a psychiatrist about their problems and then getting the right treatment, Because while I do believe that there is a conspiracy, the most likely case is just that this is some kind of a mental health episode for everybody, So yeah, man, I just want to say keep at it, okay? And thanks for coming on. Everybody in the chat wanted to say thanks for coming on, so I appreciate you.
No problem.
You have a lovely rest of your day, okay, man? Stay safe.
All right, goodbye. You too.
Alright, gang. Wow, didn't think I was going to interview two homies today. But when it rains, it pours. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in today to Will and his channel, Will and his Twitch. Once again, like, follow, subscribe if you haven't already, although pretty much all of you have, and I really, really appreciate it. More content on the way. We have a crazy video coming out about Extreme Dad. If you know who that is, cool. If you don't, you're about to find out. What else we got? We got a video about it's gonna be part 2 of my trip to Mexico. That's gonna be a really fun video about Ixtapa. Spoiler alert, you should go. Mexico's fucking awesome. And then we got this bad boy, the culmination of months of hard work, the gang stalking documentary, coming out at the end of May, hopefully. So, guys. Oh, thanks, buddy. It's really my pleasure. My pleasure. You guys have a lovely rest of your day, okay? Stay safe, love each other, protect each other, and I'll see y'all later, alright?